My name is Cindy and my husband and I own Paint Place Milton, and we were approaching our 21st birthday in May 2011. How this flood affected us is we have pretty much lost everything. We prepared as best we could. We put everything up so high on top of shelving and we stacked everything as best we could, but unfortunately it all collapsed in on itself. The water just reached heights that we just did not anticipate. Once we did get access to the business, we opened the doors, and even then we weren't prepared for it. We couldn't walk through, so we literally had to walk on top of whatever was on the floor. And at this stage there was just so much stuff, and there was things in our store that we couldn't recognise. As we were walking further and further through, and we saw our front showroom, at just for a split second we were a little overwhelmed with what we saw because the roof had caved in. And I think the breaking point for us, even with all of that and everything that we had been through with some of our friends the day before, when we saw our fiberglass horse Chester, who's proudly been out the front, just lying there on the side, covered in mud and paint. That was just too much for both of us. This white fiberglass horse has been part of this business almost from the inception. So one of our friends came in the next day and started the cleanup. It was the first thing she did. She put Chester out the front and painstakingly washed him down for about an hour, and someone had questioned saying, why are you bothering with this fiberglass horse? And all she said is, this is really important to Glenn and Cindy, but it's equally important to this community. We've known this horse for over 20 years and we want some normality back, and Chester being out there is part of that normality for people. I think the shock is probably subsiding now, and the realisation of what is ahead of us to rebuild our business, which is essentially what a lot of us are doing. Again, it's hard to fathom 21 years of business, and there's so much love poured into this business. We loved being part of this community, especially. This community is important to us, and we will rebuild.